Welcome to the Oddcast. I'm joined here by Henry and Stefan, and we're going to be talking about the book How We Got to Now, written by Stephen Johnson. And let's go on with what we thought about the book.
I thought the book was very interesting because some of the stuff that I considered, an innovation was like for example, like lasers and barcodes and lights. I didn't think anything of that.
You don't really. That's not the first thing that comes to mind when you think of what happened to create the modern world, like what we think of today.
Yep. Like who would have thought that lasers would be the way that we identify items, like
or something like fiberglass, that someone shot an arrow with the melted glass. It made fiberglass.
Yeah, who would have
thought that, man? It's ridiculous.
It's really interesting to think that if it weren't for those small, really footnotes in history, that we wouldn't be here today. We'd still be living like in pre-Victorian times, really.
Well, you never know though. What if someone else thought of something different?
That is true.
It's the adjacent possible.
Like, there are so many things that could have happened.
And if they did happen, the world would be different.
Exactly.
Like if the light bulb wasn't invented, for example, I mean, we'd be stuck there.
Yeah.
We'd be stuck there. You couldn't move.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really crazy to think about it.
I mean, I love how the book. I love how it puts in ways about like how, stuff is that you don't really think about. It's like outside the box, and it makes you actually wanna think more about the topic and. Stephen Johnson did a great job by that. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think he did a great job. Yeah, really just summarizing the six real biggest points that really defined the modern day. Like, think of geopolitics today. Think about all the conflicts and issues that's going on around the world. That was shaped by these inventions and the political climates and the mentality of that time where these were invented.
I mean, really, without those new technologies, we wouldn't even have like voting machines to vote.
Exactly. I mean,
you never know though. What if someone else came along? What if someone else came along and invented the same thing or something better?
That is true.
Ahead of where we are.
I mean, it's
now.
sort of like LEDs and Thomas Edison. It's like LEDs are improved. Like an improved way of lighting compared to Thomas Edison.
Did you know that light bulbs were they'd be lit for 10 minutes? You know how okay, so they make a light bulb that can shine for 10 minutes, then they made one that can shine for a day, then they made one that can shine for a month, and they were shining for so long that people weren't buying them every year, so all the light bulb companies came together and agreed not to have light bulbs last past 1,000 hours, and if they did, they'd get fined. So that you'd have to buy new light bulbs.
I never knew that. That's very interesting.
That's insane.
That happened 50 years ago.
Wow.
It's a very interesting fact.
I didn't know that. It's almost corrupt in a way.
Yeah.
It's like...
But now with LEDs last
forever,
so that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But yeah.
Thank God for LEDs. I also thought the refrigerator was a huge innovation, because if we didn't have that, we would still be using ice, and ice melts away and then it's gone.
It's just a matter of time though before someone thought of it.
Yeah.
Not even with ice. Think about it. With all that food, there's new ways that there's more population, there's more people, there's more industry, there's more urbanization. There's also larger conflict.
Cold. I don't actually normally sleep like this in my ski gear, but I'm actually in one of the most extraordinary rooms I've ever been in. I'm in Quebec in a hotel made entirely out of ice. I mean, not just the structure, but look around me. Everything, this bed is made of ice, that table is made of ice, this object, I don't even know what this is, but it's made of ice.
There's supply chains, there's really just a whole system in place just created due to the idea of being able to refrigerate. It's just insane.
I mean, even now, you can store food longer.
Exactly. You can store food for months in your freezer. It's so simple.
We take all these things for granted, really.
Yep.
Freeze dry it.
Yeah.
Think about how when you have a baby, the mother milks herself and freezes her food in the freezer.
Right.
Her milk in the freezer. You can't do that.
You couldn't do that 300 years ago.
You couldn't store organs for people that
need the organs.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about the pandemic too. If we didn't have refrigeration, I mean, there wouldn't be a vaccine.
Yeah.
Because it has to be stored in a refrigerator for it to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we didn't, so speaking of like making the vaccine, glass, like the people that are making the vaccine, they're using microscopes. They're using all this stuff to like look at it and like observe all these things. And without glass, we wouldn't have a vaccine.
Glass is so familiar to us today, we might not realize it performs a million different roles. It's on our laptops, inside our phones, on our faces, and we drive around in it.
Glass is probably, I think, maybe
one of the most
one of the most of all time.
Yes, sir.
Because think about it, glasses, the ability to read, the ability to develop at a societal age. Yeah, my glasses. Like, it's insane, really.
Glasses, I mean, they were all the way back in the Egyptian times, and they've improved so much from them that now we can actually see better. We can actually see stuff that we never knew even existed on this planet, which is really cool.
Yeah. We know more about the universe now thanks to glass, really. It's
telescopes.
Crazy. Yeah, telescopes, satellites, all of that.
Yeah. Yep. We wouldn't have, like, GPS, like, if we didn't have glass.
Yeah.
How would you know where you are? Or what if you were lost? Like,
phones even have glass,
Yeah. The screen, like, right here. Think about it. How would we have phones? How would we have electricity? All of that, really.
Light bulb.
How do we wouldn't have, like, internet? Like,
yeah, we wouldn't have anything without glass. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so moving on from that topic, I mean, I thought the Chicago effect, they raised to say 10 feet with jack screws.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was very cool.
Like, how can you do that?
Yeah.
How do you even start to do that?
I mean, they must have had hundreds of thousands of workers out there just doing that all day, man.
Yeah.
Like, I heard about something similar to the... No, I heard about that, like, beforehand, but I never really, like, could grasp it until we started reading this. And I was like...
how do you lift a building?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And just all of that for just a sewer. It's just... That is just so innovative.
Imagine how it would be, though, without a sewer. Like, what do? Poop in a hole?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to use, what's it called?
A lavatory?
Lavatory, yeah.
Yeah, lavatory.
Yeah.
You'd have... there'd be huge amounts of disease due to cholera and other infectious diseases that spread through the
feces.
Fecal matter.
Yeah, that's just... I can't believe that he raised it by 10 feet. I mean, that's an absurd amount for... a man.
It's like as tall as this room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like huge building with people in it, and you're raising
it. And there were still inside. There were still people like doing their daily stuff inside.
Like how?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's amazing to think about it. Especially with I love how Stephen Johnson includes, because I would have never known this happened if I did not read this book. I think it's very cool.
Yeah. It really opened my eyes on things that we really take for granted, like. This thing that we're recording on right now, this mic, it wouldn't be here if it weren't for any of those inventions.
Yes.
Like, really.
I mean, we could also go into the cleaning stuff,
Oh, yeah. Disease.
Yeah, if we didn't have...
Chlorine and water?
Yeah, chlorine and water.
Like Clorox.
Good idea.
Clorox was actually made by a woman. It was...
Yeah, it
was
was...
the first, actually.
And it improved the female, like, rights and helped with... like fashion, and it was a huge driving factor.
I remember reading that and saying, I can't believe that she started like at just a table outside of a restaurant, and then that became $1 billion company just like that.
Yeah,
that's
ridiculous.
Think about
just something that small can be that big.
Yeah,
the fiberglass thing is just remarkable. How something that small can transmit energy from America to Europe. To even Asia. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's insane. The modern
fiber.
From one piece of glass, man.
Yeah,
just one long piece of glass.
I always heard the word fiberglass, but I didn't know that it literally had glass. I thought it was like wires.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought it was completely fibers, and I mean, there's so many.
Insulation.
Yeah,
insulation.
So we can keep our homes.
How else people live like far up north? That's crazy. Yeah,
you couldn't live up there back in the day. I mean, you would freeze.
Well, yeah, but now you don't have to freeze.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of insulation and such.
It's a great thing. So that also makes it also sort of makes the world spread. I mean, if we didn't have that, I mean, our world would be so claustrophobic compared to what it is today, just because of that.
Yeah.
It'd be like New York.
Yeah, we're like, now the world is smaller than it ever was due to global communication. Like, I could log on to like a website, and like talk to someone from Japan.
Yep.
Almost instantly.
Yep. There's like
That's
no
crazy.
delay.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that back in the day. No, not at all.
No, it
I
took months.
spend $200 on a plane ticket and get myself to Africa if I wanted to within like a day.
You could get anywhere in the world within a day. That's crazy.
I mean, thinking about light too. I mean, computers and phones. I mean, they're all small LEDs.
Yeah.
What it is.
It's all light.
Definitely.
It's all light. It's actually the same light the sun uses.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not just like TV light. TV light's something different, I'm pretty sure. That is something that's very cool to me.
Yeah. It's just these 6 things. Like, when you combine them together, they like really you could really see the impact that they have really made. Like time, for example. Think about it. Those like guys that specifically worked on the tiniest parts of the watch, and the tiny little clock. That's crazy.
Think about the clock. If we didn't have a clock, like, how would this world work?
Yeah, how would we go to school in time?
Yeah, how would we?
We couldn't get anewhere.
we couldn't.
We wouldn't be even at the industrial age. We'd be still
in
way back
medieval.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'd still be like, we'd be backwards.
I mean,
it's crazy to think about all this stuff, because if one thing didn't happen, then everything would be different.
It's a domino effect.
Hummingbird effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hummingbird
effect.
That's a great concept, really, if you think about it.
Keeps going.
Yeah.
I mean, I think something that's very cool is that how Galileo actually, he saw a altar swinging, and that actually triggered to make his invention
of the pendulum.
Yeah, the pendulum.
Yeah.
How do you think of that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even know. He must have seen how it just like swung evenly, and
I would love to see the process then.
Yeah,
the printing press.
Yeah, the printing press.
That like allowed us to all get educated.
Printed the first.
That's how
without
civil liberties like really got developed. Like the liberalization of people.
I mean, now we have notes from way back then, and we wouldn't have those. I mean, those records would not be here anymore if we did not have
back then. Like the people were ruled by kings, and they were oppressive, and they exploited the poor. But then when people started getting educated, that's when they started realizing that their living conditions sucked.
Yeah.
That they needed to change it. Like, think about the French Revolution. Think about the American Revolution.
Yeah, think about from then to now. Like, we have so much more opportunity to do stuff now.
Like, you can practically learn anything. You can go to your library.
Yeah.
You can get a book on anything.
Yeah, or even like the internet too. Like kind of going back to like you could search anything on the internet.
You can get an answer to any question.
Any question. Yeah. That's crazy to think about. Beforehand, you just have to know this stuff.
I mean, yes, you either had to know it by someone teaching you, or you either had to go to a library and spend hours trying to get an answer to a question that you can just now simply Google and get an answer to like right away.
I mean, I love the fact that now we can actually broadcast live like we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome.
That's crazy.
We can record.
Yeah. And now we have the option, like YouTube is a platform, speaking of it, and it's huge. It's huge business. It's made so many.
It's like a new printing press.
It's a new printing press. It's a new time.
It's a new way of like sharing information.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
And it's it gives people an opportunity to do what they want to do. Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't do
crazy to think about that.
They didn't do so well in school. They have an option to try something.
Yeah. What was that thing about air?
Yeah.
Sure, air conditioning.
I mean, when we had the first era was actually, it was a huge machine.
Right.
Huge. I mean, it was like
the size of like a large shed.
Yeah.
Or like a small house.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't even fit in our house today. I mean, sort of just like computers even. It's like from that to
how
now.
Computers went to like refrigerators to like a phone.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
More powerful than that huge refrigerator.
Now we have ACs, just boxes. I mean, you see them in windows sometimes that are just like the size of maybe a foot long. Maybe, I mean, half a foot tall.
Yeah, it's so affordable too.
Yeah, things
very
got
affordable.
very compact, really.
If you don't like have an AC, you're not like with the times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't live.
just,
Especially here in the hot summer, dude, you'd be done.
Yeah, it's. We really just like. We take these for granted, really, and it's just crazy to think.
Speaking a little bit off topic, I'm gonna say something about the the ice. Yeah. I think the ice, how that entrepreneur thought of bringing ice down south on a boat, all the way down to the Bahamas, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah. So think about it. If we didn't have refrigeration, how could we have food all year round. Because back then, if you wanted carrots and like the time where carrots don't grow, you had to wait.
Yeah.
Now we can take them, we can freeze them in a big room, and we can unfreeze them when we need them, and they'll taste basically the same.
Yeah.
That guy was.
We can have whatever food whenever we want.
That guy was very adventurous, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say like a bit crazy even.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think it worked well for him. I mean, at the first it didn't. He went bankrupt almost.
Yep.
And then he became.
But it paid off.
Something what he did.
It paid off.
Yep.
He revolutionized the way of travel and ice.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the Oddcast. This is Henry Walmsley signing out.
Yeah. Thank you and goodbye.
Yep. Have a great day.